Right, it's January 2023, and all this new year, new me bollocks. I'm gonna do it, but it's gonna be new year, new project. This is my old car. It's a 2021 Mini Cooper S Sport, and I loved it. It looked amazing. It was amazing to drive. Throw it around corners, and it just grip, and it was just great. But it didn't work for me. So a bit of background information. I love my cars, and that's why I love the Mini. But I also love riding my mountain bike. And with riding your mountain bike, along comes weekends away, in the mud, in the rain, camping, racing, all that sort of stuff. And you can probably guess where I'm going to go with this, but the Mini just didn't cut it. As you can imagine, a 3-door Mini and a large mountain bike are not really a match made in heaven. And then when you add camping equipment, you've got your tent, your sleeping bag, all that stuff, all your food. And if you're like me, there's always a lot of food. It just doesn't fit. There's no mathematical, physical, chemical, whatever it is, formula which is going to get all of that stuff in the back of a Mini and it be comfy and nice. This is how I used to do it. I had the bike on the roof. It worked, but having your bike on the roof isn't the best if you're driving in the rain, if it's grit, if it's icy, you know, you're getting salt all over your bike, and if it's your pride and joy, it's not what you want. So I need to look at other alternatives. This is my new van. It's a 2021 Volkswagen Transporter T6.1 start line. Very different to the Mini which I traded in, but this is the start of a big project which of course I'm going to document on here and show you everything to do with it. The van is very basic at the minute, but it's solid, it's got low miles, and it has tons of potential, and more importantly, tons of space. It's a short wheelbase with a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo engine, much like the Mini, but slightly less power, as expected. More than enough for daily driving and carrying loads of gear, which is what it's designed for. As expected, the inside of the van is a bare shell. The van is fully ply lined, but this has quite a lot of damage. It's filthy. One positive is that there's lights already in the back, meaning electrics have already been ran through. So this will make it much easier. Also going to add windows into the side. This will just add a bit of natural light and make it feel more like a camper. Looking at the driver's section of the van, it's got a 5-speed manual gearbox and the business pack. The business pack, if you don't know, is Apple CarPlay and aircon and rear parking sensor. That's it. It's a very blank canvas. It's exactly what I wanted because I can do whatever I want and make it my own. So the plan with the van, there's a few questions to answer first. What do I want to do to it? How am I going to do it? How long will it take? How much will it cost? And to be honest, they've all got the same answer. Not a clue. I have a few ideas, but nothing set in stone. It's going to be a case of starting it and seeing where I want it to go. I'm just going to make it up as I go along. I think that's the best way of doing a project, because you can plan it as much as you want, but things will change over the period of time and you've got to be able to adjust for it. So I think by having ideas but no fixed plan, it's just going to make it easier going forwards. There are a few set things the van must have though. So I've got criteria which it must meet, and this are: it must be able to carry 2 bikes and sleep 2 people, and the bikes must be secure when driving. I don't want them flying all over the place, getting damaging the inside of the van. Must have electrics in the back to be able to charge phones, laptops, cameras, all that sort of stuff. If I'm away for a weekend, I want to be able to charge my phone. Don't want to be fully away from the rest of the world. If I need to take some work with me, I can take my laptop, charge it up, I can film some videos, all that sort of stuff. I also want to be able to have lots of storage, which will store helmets, shoes, all my riding clothing, food. I need to have a stove. So there's going to have to be lots of space in there, and I want to be able to cook, but I'm not going to cook inside the van. I'm not going to try and push it too far with the space. I'll accept that I'm going to have to cook outside the van, which is fine, because then the inside of the van's not going to get smelly from food. The few designs which I've got, I'll show now. The first design is quite a conventional van design. So when looking at other mountain bike vans, it's all very similar. Bed with the bikes at the side, and then if there's space, table and shelves at the top. So this was the original plan which I was going to go for. So I wanted to have the table at the top so the swivel chairs could turn around and it could be used, shelves for storage, and then the bikes at the side and the bed. I'll show it from a side view. When looking at the side view, you can see we've got the bike stacked to the left with the bed on top, and then under that there'll be a cooker drawer which pulls out. Then I have a shelf at the top, which we'll use for storage. This is good, but it does mean that if the bikes are dirty, it can spill out onto the bed. And it's also not much space for the bikes. I think trying to get 2 bikes into that space would be quite cramped. The next design, which I looked at, has the bikes crossways in the van at the back with a partitioning wall and then the bed. The positives of this is that the bikes will be in a clean section and keep away from the bed. The negatives are that the bed might be slightly too short. When measuring it out, the bed will be about 190 centimetres long, which should be okay, but it only can be tried and tested. When looking at this way, the driver and the passenger seat might not need to swivel, as it wouldn't be practical to have a table at the top. Added storage has been added to the side, which will be used. This can be viewed from a side angle as well. So from the side, it shows the bikes and storage in the back. This is just all bike storage for clothes, helmets, everything like that. And then in the front section, you've got the bed, storage, and a pull-out cooker as well. So this was the design which I'm going to aim to go for, but if it doesn't work, we'll have to revert back to the original design. No matter which design I go for, the first step's going to be the same. I need to strip out all the ply lining, clear all the builder's dust out and get it ready so it can be sound deadened and insulated. I'll show you how that's all done now. So this is the back of the van. I need to take out the bulkhead, ply lining on this side, with the box over here, ply lining on the other side, ply lining on the back doors, and then the ply lining on the floor. So we'll start off with the bulkhead. First I want to take out the bulkhead. It's taken off in 2 sections here and here, so I'll take out the top section first, then the bottom section using the 10mm socket and socket wrench. That's the majority of the top bulkhead bolts removed. I've kept the coupling at the top, just as it's also bolted to the roof inside the cab, so I need to undo that before I take these ones out, and I can drop this bulkhead out. Once the roof trim is off, the top section of the bulkhead is held on with 4 T30 torque screws, which will be removed. Cab bolts are removed, so I just need to remove these 2 bolts, and I can drop the bulkhead down, and I can take this top section out. I was going to leave it with just a bottom section, but then as I'm going to want to fit swivel seats in the future, I'll take the bottom section out now, and yeah, then we'll go on to the ply lining. As expected, it's filthy behind here, but we'll clear it out. But first, grab some lunch, because I'm starving. Right, so next is to take the ply lining off, so we'll start with this side, and then do the doors, and then that side. Next, we're moving the ply lining here and here. Now we've got the majority off, we just need to get the sliding door off, and then all the ply lining is done, and we can move to the flooring. back of the van's all empty. Cleared all the rubble, so now just a case of cleaning the floor and then we're sorted. So that's the bulkhead all removed and the van all cleared out. It's looking good. So it's been about a week or two since stripping the van out, and as you can see it's already filthy and full in here. So the next process is to get all the sound deadening and insulation done. So the sound deadening's been ordered and should be delivered soon, and then once that's here I'll film all the process and get it uploaded for you. Thanks for watching.